Hey everyone, this is Coach Jeff from Team PRS Fit. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the tragedy that happened yesterday. We lost two more members to the great running community at the Philadelphia Marathon to heart attacks. One, a 40-year-old man, and two, a 20-year-old young man. And it's a tragic event, and what I wanted to talk about is related to that tragic event. You know, also in Chicago this year, we lost a very healthy 38-year-old fireman to a heart attack very near the finish line. And I think what's important is Diane and I in our run today, we were talking about, what caused the heart attack. We don't necessarily know. And I think one of the things that we need to look at is we need not to just look at our overall outward appearance. You can't beat genes. If there's a genetic malfunction, if there's something going on inside of you, it's not necessarily going to manifest itself when you look in the mirror. It may not manifest itself during your conditioning. I believe that both of these men, probably, I know the firemen in Chicago, they had genetic disorders, and they had genetic heart diseases, that they didn't even know existed. And, this is something that we all need to take a very, very close look at. Runner, triathlete, swimmer, aerobic instructor, no matter who you are in the fitness industry, great shape, medium shape, need to be in better shape, you need to go get checked. We all need to do this. It's so important. Electrocardiograms, blood tests for cholesterol levels, anything that can possibly be done to let you know that everything inside is working to the best of its ability so that you don't get surprised and that your loved ones aren't surprised. Recently we had a teammate just lose his wife to a massive heart attack in her sleep. Again, a woman who appeared to be perfectly normal and who appeared to be in great shape. This is not uncommon. I had a friend in Vegas a few years back who was a collegiate swimmer and a sub 10-hour Ironman, swimming one day with his 7-year-old son. Crawled out of the pool after the swim, talking to his son, laid down, had a heart attack, died a day later. The wiring was bad and he didn't know it because he hadn't had the checks done. We can all have these checks done. Most insurance companies will pay for electrocardiograms and blood work, preventative medicine. Preventative medicine can cost a lot less than treating the disorder once it rears its ugly head, and in the worst case scenario takes your life. Surprisingly, this is a time of year where you want to head off anything that you possibly can. Any time of the year is when you want to head off heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in women in the United States, and it's also the #1 cause of death in men as well. We need to have exams. We need to be looking on the inside. Look, we were talking to Diane today on our run. My father is 85 years old. His father was 96 years old, and his mother was 96 years old. The entire family never exercised. My father is currently is as grossly out of shape probably as he could possibly be. I know he doesn't exercise. He hasn't since he was a kid, and yet his heart is fine, his lungs are fine, everything is fine, because that's the way his genes work. He's structured that way. Diane's father has had a few heart procedures, and this is a man who's very, very healthy. On the outside, he exercises on a regular basis, but he's genetically predisposed to these symptoms and these things that cause his heart not to work properly. But he gets checked and he heads them off, and that's the important thing. You can head it off. You can have your cholesterol checked. You can see if there's plaque buildup in your chest. You can have electrocardiograms to see if your heartbeat is normal. It's not always going to show itself, and yes, there can still be things that happen in the wiring that you never know about and they won't find on exams. But you can head off about 90% of that. Take the time. Your health is worth it. Take the time. Your life is worth it. This is a very, very stern message. I want everyone on my team to go out, and all the people who we work with, go out and get a check. Get a check as soon as you can. This is the down time of the year. This is a great time to be looking at things that you don't normally look at. And the inside of the way things are working, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your liver, this is the time to have all that stuff checked before you start getting into peak training and racing season. It's right around the corner. Take the time, do it for your loved ones, do it for your kids, family, your friends. Most importantly, do it for yourself. Your internal fitness is important. You don't see it. You need to be checked for it. Get to the doctor, make an appointment today. I can't emphasize this enough. Avert as much tragedy as you possibly can by having the knowledge in advance of what's going on inside of you. Don't trust what's looking back at you at the mirror. It may not be the best indicator. If you have any questions, please send me an email, prsfit@gmail.com. Our website is www.prsfit.com. Diane and I are always here to answer your questions, help you in any way we possibly can. With that, be healthy, train smart, have a happy holiday, and we'll talk to you soon.